Hi all, welcome to animated video note series created and owned by Manasvi Mehta, founder of businesslikeNotes.com. For exam related notes and chapter highlights, you can visit our website businesslikeNotes.com. So let's begin. Concept of business. The term business is derived from the word busy. Thus, business means being busy. However, in a specific sense, we can say that business refers to an occupation in which people regularly engage in activities related to purchase, production, and or sale of goods and services with a view of earning profits. The activity may consist of production or purchase of goods for sale, like manufacturing of a car in a factory to selling of a car from a showroom. Exchange of goods, like selling of ice cream by an ice cream vendor to its customer, or supply of services, like a teacher giving teaching services to her students. In every society, people undertake various activities to satisfy their needs, like manufacturing of cars, selling of ice cream, teaching, etc. And what is their need is to earn the livelihood. We also need to understand that eating an ice cream is also an activity, but it is non-economic activity as it is done to satisfy our hunger. These activities may be broadly classified into two groups: economic activities and non-economic activities. Now, what are economic activities? Economic activities are those activities by which we earn our livelihood. Whereas non-economic activities are performed out of love, sympathy, sentiment, patriotism, etc. As discussed earlier, economic activities involve production of goods in a factory, exchange and distribution of goods like buying and selling of ice cream, and consumption like purchase of a car by a taxi driver to deliver his driving services. These all activities are performed with a motive to earn money. Thus, these are economic activities. However, non-economic activities are performed out of love, sympathy like organizing a book fair, or patriotism like donating clothes to soldiers' family. Here the motive is not to earn money. Thus, these are non-economic activities. Let's take few examples. A worker working in a factory. He is working to earn livelihood, thus it's an economic activity. A doctor operating in his clinic. Again, he is doing to earn his livelihood, thus economic activity. A boy helping an old woman to cross the roads. Now he is doing out of sympathy, thus non-economic activity. A chef cooking in a restaurant. He is doing to earn livelihood, thus economic activity. But let's say if a mom is cooking in the kitchen for her children, it's a non-economic activity as she is doing out of love. A manager working in the office. Again, he is working to earn livelihood, thus economic activity. A friend helping his friend to solve a math problem. It's non-economic activity. Teacher teaching students. Well, it's done to earn livelihood, thus it's economic activity. Services of a domestic help doing household chores at the employer house. It's economic activity as she's doing to earn livelihood. But services of a housewife doing household chores at home is non-economic activity. Thus, in the summary, we can say that business may be defined as an economic activity involving the production and sale of goods and services undertaken with a motive of earning profit by satisfying human needs in society. Here we have to focus on four keywords, that is economic activities, production and sale, motive of earning profits, and human needs. Characteristics of business activities. In order to appreciate how business activity is different from other activities in society, let us discuss the nature of business or its fundamental characteristics in a distinguishing terms. First, an economic activity. Business is considered to be an economic activity because it is undertaken with the objective of earning money and not out of love, sympathy, affection, or any other emotion. This activity can be undertaken either on a small and individual level, that is, purchase and sale by a shopkeeper, or on a large scale, in a more formal and organized level, that is, purchase and sale by a cooperative society or a company. Production or procurement of goods and services. Before goods are offered to people for consumption, these must be either produced or procured by business enterprises. Thus, every business enterprise either manufactures the goods it deals in or acquires them from producers to be further sold to consumers or users. Goods may consist of consumable items of daily use such as sugar, ghee, pen, notebook, etc., or capital goods like machinery, furniture, etc., or services which may include facilities offered to consumers, business firms, and organizations in form of electricity, banking, and transportation. Sale or exchange of goods and services. Directly or indirectly, business involves transfer or exchange of goods and services for value. If goods are produced not for the purpose of sale but for personal consumption, it cannot be called a business activity. Cooking food at home for the family is not business, but cooking food and selling it to others in a restaurant is a business. Thus, one essential characteristic of business is that there should be sale or exchange of goods or services between the seller and the buyer. Profit earning. One of the many purposes of business is to earn income by way of profits. No business can survive for long without profit. That is why businessmen make all possible efforts to maximize profits by increasing the volume of sales or by reducing cost. Uncertainty of return. Uncertainty of return refers to the lack of knowledge relating to the amount of money that the business is going to earn in a given period. Every business invests money, capital, to run activities with the objective of earning profit. but it is not certain as to what amount of profit will be earned. Also, there is always a possibility of losses being incurred despite the best efforts put into the business. Dealing in goods and services on a regular basis. Business involves dealing in goods or services on a regular basis. One single transaction of sale or purchase, therefore, does not constitute business. Thus, for example, if a person sells his or her domestic television set, even at a profit, it will not be considered a business activity. Or she, but if he or she sells radio sets regularly, either through a shop or from his or her residence, it will be considered as a business activity. Element of risk. Risk is the uncertainty associated with an exposure to loss. It is caused by some unfavorable or undesirable events. Risks are related with factors like changes in consumer taste and fashion, changes in method of production, strike or lockout at workplace, increased competition in market, fire, theft, accidents, natural calamities, etc. No business can altogether do away with risks. Thus, to summarize, whether an activity is a business activity or not, we can check out its 7 characteristics. First, it is an economic activity. Then, production or procurement of goods and services is involved. There is a sale or exchange of goods and services. Profit earning motive is there. There will be uncertainty of return, and the selling of goods and services is on regular basis involving the element of risk. Let us now understand the comparison between business, profession, and employment. Mr. Rohan, who has just passed his 12th class exams, is now confused. What career path should he choose? Should he join his father's business of selling clothes? That is, choose business, or should he study and clear his CA exams and then open his own CA firm? That is, choose profession. Or should he do MBA and then get a job in a company? That is, choose employment. Let us help Mr. Rohan to understand the differences between business, profession, and employment. Let's start with examples. The common examples of business are shop, factory, or in Mr. Rohan's case, is joining his father's business of selling clothes. The example of profession are legal, medical profession, chartered accountancy, that is, being a doctor, chartered accountant, or a lawyer. Example of employment are getting jobs in bank, insurance company, government department. Let us understand the difference between these three from mode of establishment view, that is, how to set up. For business, entrepreneur decision and other legal formalities, if necessary, are required. Whereas, to be a professional, you need to be a member of a professional body and hold certificate of practice. To get a job or be in employment, you are required to have appointment letter and service agreement. Now, what is the nature of work? In business, nature of work is production, purchase, sale of goods and services to public or customers. In profession, you are required to render personalized expert services like filing income tax return. In employment, You are required to perform work as per service contract or rules of service. Now, what are the qualifications needed? To open a business or to start a business, no minimum qualification is necessary. That is, you don't have to study. No, nothing like that. But to be in a profession, qualifications, expertise, and training in a specific field as prescribed by the professional body is must. That is, doing articleship in CA exams or to become a chartered accountant. For employment, qualification and training prescribed by the employer is necessary. Now, what is the return or reward? For business, it is the profit earned by the businessman. For profession, professionals charge professional fee or client fee from his clients. In employment, employee gets salary or wages. Now, how much capital is required to start business? Capital investment is required as per size and nature of business. Say you are opening a small grocery shop, you will require a small capital investment. Whereas if you are opening supermarket, you will require large capital investment. In profession, limited capital is needed for establishment. Whereas in employment, no capital is required for establishment. Now, how much risk is involved? Well, in business, there can be loss, there can be profits. So, profits are uncertain and irregular. Risk is there in business. However, in profession, fee is generally regular and certain. So, there is some risk involved. Whereas in employment, salary is fixed and it's regular pay. So no or very little risk is involved in employment. Now, transfer of interest. That is, can you transfer your work to your son or daughter? Well, in business, yes, transfer is possible with some formalities. That is, father's business can be carried by the son. In profession, no, it's not possible. For employment also, it is not possible to transfer the interest. Now, what is the code of conduct? To start a business or continue the business, no code of conduct is prescribed as such. However, in profession, professional code of conduct is to be followed. That is, the guidelines given by, say, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India have to be followed by chartered accountants. In employment, norms of behavior laid down by the employer are to be followed. Thank you everyone for watching our video. If you're interested in online classes, email us on businesslikenotes@gmail.com. If you enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thank you.